Hey everyone, so you may have already noticed that the quality of this video is significantly better. Yeah, I'm not filming this on my iPhone, I'm filming this on a GoPro, which I borrowed from university. And I thought this week I would just do a little kind of typical week in the life of a journalism student here at the University of Lincoln, because not every day is the same and it's very kind of fast-paced and fun. And I think it'd be quite interesting to try and capture that in video form. Yeah, so for today already I've had two lectures. I had one which was a guest lecture as such, where the editor of BBC Good Food came in and just gave a talk about that, which was really interesting. And then after that I had my politics lecture, or public administration as they call it, which was actually really interesting. It was about the Home Secretary and the Home Affairs and the Ministry of Justice, which is actually super interesting. People think that politics is quite hard to get your head around, and it can be, but it's actually really interesting when you do the course, because obviously now's a good time to learn about politics. I mean, it's just the world's gone a bit bonkers lately, but it's great to get that insight. So that was really interesting. I always do love politics because the teacher does it with great enthusiasm as well, so it's really engaging. Other than that, like I said, I'm just going to make spag bowl for dinner. Might go on, send some emails and just get general admin stuff sorted. And then today I also had a interview in town, which was really, really interesting. So I'm just going to probably transcribe that this evening as well, along with other interviews and things. But yeah, no, other than that, I'll probably have a night watching I'm a Celebrity again. Maybe catch up on Humans as well. Next time you'll hear from me, I'll probably be showing off my spaghetti bolognese, but that depends on how well it went. Other than that, if not, and it went terribly, then you shall see me tomorrow morning. Good morning. So today is Tuesday. I've got another quiet day today actually. It's like Monday in the sense that I only have one lecture or one kind of session. Tuesday is digital photography, which I'm actually really enjoying. It's kind of kick-started that love for images and video again. I get to go out and take photos. It's kind of like taking photos for newspapers, so it's really interesting to see that side of the equation as well. Really looking forward to that. Other than that, I have a really relatively free day, and I tend to, at this point in the week, start planning for my radio show, so after that you may see a little bit of that as well, and I'll hopefully show you that as well. But for now, I'm on my way to the lecture, so I'm going to take you with me. So I also forgot to mention that one of the great things I get to see on the way to one of my sessions every day is the cathedral, which is over there, and it's quite a nice thing to wake up to. So I've just finished the digital photography lecture. Now I've got a couple of hours to kill actually before the actual Light Up and Life event. I'm just going to go and collect some cameras from Media Loans, which I'll tell you more about in a second. So basically how this works is Media Loans is available to journalism and media students who can just take out equipment like a camera or a microphone, use it for their assignment, and then bring it straight back. It's really handy, really useful when it comes to assignments. So I'm basically using this camera for the Light Up a Life event, which is taking place tonight, using that for one of my digital photography assignments, which I talked about earlier. And I'm using this for my digital photography assignment, which I talked about earlier. So that should be very exciting. Hopefully I can bring you along for that as well, provided that I'm not too busy. I've got to do some interviews up there, and I've also got to take some photos, and to bring you along might get a little bit busy. You might see it, you might not see it. So that's me done at Simon now. I've got a couple of songs sorted out, and I've got some scripts done as well. I said earlier that I'm going down to a lecture now. Yes, I've got one at a place called Bridge House, I believe, which is just under this rather fancy bridge over there. And yeah, I've got that next, and then I've got to quickly grab a quick lunch before I've got a test at 1. This lecture is going to be about, as I said, about photography and coming up with some photo ideas for news stories, which should be quite interesting. Yeah, it's quite nice this side of the university. It's just starting to rain a little bit as well, so I won't talk too long. Basically, this part of campus is where the Lincoln Courts is, so that's where the on-campus student accommodation is based. There's also other kind of small lecture halls, but not really any of the big ones. Mostly kind of like small areas. Just realised I could sneak around here. Should be a nice little shortcut. Quite nice out here. It's actually quite a nice. It's quite a nice circle in terms of the uni, because I can just go around here, and then round the corner over there, and then just basically over there, and then I'm back at my flat. So everything's cool, kind of nice and compact, which is what I wanted. And then there's Bridge House. So it's time for my next lecture. So I just come back from the journalism skills lecture, which is about photography, and then I had my test, which I think went okay actually. Obviously had its odd kind of difficult question here and there, which every test does, but I felt as though the main part was writing a story and tweaking it for online, and sorting out treats and stuff like that. So the test was very much kind of just most of it was writing, and then there was the odd kind of like formal kind of response, which, to be honest with you, it wasn't so bad. I had the main kind of framework sorted, so I think it went okay. Now I'm just trying to get to work on a story for the student newspaper, The Link. I'll just give you a little look at the front page, which is quite fancy. No, I'm working on something to do with the university for that, story about that, and just hopefully going to try and get that sorted as well. And then the rest of the evening, it should be relatively free actually, depending on whether or not I'm going to the headphone disco tonight. But other than that, I'll just be doing some more work. Morning, so it's Thursday today, and I'm somewhat suited and booted a little bit, because today, as I said yesterday, I've got the news day, which basically means that I'm going to be in charge of a group of student journalists, whilst they go out making news stories, and I make sure that everything's on time and all sorted. It's quite a hectic, fast-paced day, so it should be quite stressful but fun. Hopefully, I like to think it should be really good. I've got that all day, and then I'm going to hopefully in the evening work on some assignments and do some other stuff as well. Because tomorrow I've got to do a lot of work for the breakfast show, so I'll probably have to do a lot of that tonight as well. I'll keep you posted on all the things as usual. I'll probably take you with me this time, hopefully. If not, I should be able to show you some stuff tomorrow and Saturday. And I've also realised I haven't really shown you anyone else in this vlog, just me. I'll see if I can get some friends on, but it's a question of whether they want to be on camera and stuff, so I've just kind of done it me. It's very self-centred on that front. So I will I'll try and find some ways to include some more people, some new things, so it's not just this all the time. We'll see. I'll let you know. Now it's 8 o'clock, 8:30 I think, 8:36, so yeah, it's an early start. I've got the thing at 9, so I'm going to make a move and get there nice and early and get sorted. So another day's come to a close. That's Thursday out the way now, and today wasn't so bad actually. It was quite high octane, quite fast paced, very challenging, but I like a challenge. It's quite a bit of a mad rush to get stories together and played out on radio. It was very fun, and it was quite nice to have that new role to explore. Now I'm pretty much cream crackered after that. I'm now going to have a quick dinner, and I've got a lot of preparation to do. I've got an assignment coming up which I need to get sorted. It shouldn't take me too long, so hopefully I can get that done. I'll have a lot more time on my hands once I've got that sorted. And then after that, I've got to start preparing for the breakfast show tomorrow. Early start for that, 5:45. I should hopefully be able to show you more of that as well tomorrow. It should be quite exciting. I'm going to call it an early night in terms of filming. You'll see me bright and early at 5:45 tomorrow morning. You'll have to forgive me if I look a little bit sleep deprived, but as you can imagine, it's quite an early start. So I shall see you then. Good morning. So it's currently about 5:45 in the morning. Just on my way down to Siren to do the breakfast show. I have to get up quite early to get some bits sorted out beforehand. Just get in there, get sorted, and do all like the final checks and stuff. After that, I do a little bit of work after that, and I've got a lecture or seminar at 10. Got a little bit after that. It finishes at 11. Got a bit of time to have a quick lunch. In that hour, I've got to do some shorthand work, so I'll show you that as well. That should be quite interesting. That's in the library. I should be able to show off the library as well, which would be quite cool, because the library is pretty pretty nice actually. That's a nice place to get some work done if you don't like the loneliness of your own place, or you don't like the if you don't want somewhere a bit too loud or busy, you can kind of go for the middle ground. The library's set in this kind of really I think it's in an old warehouse. It's called the Grand Central Warehouse Library for its proper name. But it's really quite a nice idea. It kind of combines old with new. It's quite cool in that regard. I know I'm not really the biggest kind of architectural nerd, but I quite like that little kind of mishmash. Can't say that right. You know what I mean. Mishmash of kind of old and new architecture. It's kind of quirky. I think a lot of universities do it at the moment, where they kind of go all futuristic with their campus buildings. It's just gone 9 o'clock, which means that my show is now finished. I'm going to now just edit it on the computer and get it up on the website. So I'll put the link below if you want to check it out and have a listen. Unfortunately, I couldn't record any of it, one because of copyright reasons, but also because I was very busy. It's the first show, so obviously it has kind of teething problems, for want of a better word. It basically, you just have to kind of figure out how the schedule will work, where you have to shuffle things around a bit. And yeah, it went really well. It went really smoothly actually. I've now got an hour to quickly edit this footage before I've got the seminar at 10. I've got time for quick lunch, and then I have shorthand at 1. Just finished doing the public admin seminar, which was really interesting, about planning permission, which was quite interesting, quite heavy but interesting nonetheless. I'm now in the library. I'm going to show you around, and then just because I've done shorthand as well, I'll show you what that's like as well. So follow me. So I've got a pen. Let me show you a little bit of shorthand, and it's quite cool to explain to people. Okay, balloon is the word B-A-L-L-O-O-N. You use the B, which is that in shorthand. You don't use the A because it's a vowel. You get rid of that. There's two vowels, so you only need the one, and you get rid of the double vowels anyway, and N, so it becomes BLN, and you basically, it's one consecutive movement when you write it. So BLN becomes BLN. So it's very quirky, and as I said before that song, that was totally enormous extinct dinosaurs there with Garden. I think they were from like, and that song featured on a phone advert. I'm not too sure which one, but yeah, it's quite a little funky song, and I'm quite glad that it's on the system because I like dancing to that one. So that is brunch time done and dusted. So I've done the 2 hours show now, so I'm just going to quickly get the recording of it, edit it up, put it up on like an on-demand service, which basically other people can listen to it whenever or whenever. I'll put that link below. I think I've already said that a couple of times, but I'll be down below. So if you want to see what the show was like and have a little listen, that'll be down below. So it's now Sunday and the week's come to a close. I've got a few more assignments to do today, so unfortunately I won't be able to hang out with friends, unfortunately. But just know that any other week I would be doing something. I think even at the start of December I've got a few Christmas parties to go to around the university and stuff. So any other week, and I'll be carrying this camera, then you would have saw that. But this week it's just been focusing on getting assignments done. This week's been quite a busy one, but I thought I'd show you that just to show you how busy it can be. But just know that any other week there would also be that social element of university life as well. I do have a social life and I do have things going on. Thanks very much for watching it. I hope you found it interesting. If you do have any questions about university life, or maybe you want to see some other parts of Lincoln, let me know. Leave them in the comment section down below, and I may make some videos about that in the future. Other than that, thanks very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.